while we need to invest in all healthcare workers, particularly nurses and healthcare workers in general, and frontline care workers, today I want to talk about our plan to increase the number of physicians. I believe that everyone in our country should be able to have a family doctor. I think that is a fundamental thing we need in our healthcare system. We need it. We need it. And so to achieve that, here's our plan. First of all, there are thousands and thousands of trained physicians who have gotten international training, whether they're Canadians that were born here or Canadians that came here. There are thousands of folks that have trained across the world, have met the qualifications, and are here in this country, and the only reason why they can't practice, why they can't actually care for patients, is because they haven't been able to find a spot in residency. The fact that there are so many physicians in our country that simply can't see patients because they couldn't find a residency spot is outrageous. So we have to fix that. So my plan is to open up 1,000 more residency spots across this country so we can actually get those physicians to be qualified in our country. We also need to train more folks here at home. We need to train more folks in Canada. We have to particularly train more physicians in communities that are underserved. And I think about underserved communities, rural communities, remote communities. We need to train people from those communities who will go back and serve their own communities. That's something we've got to do as well. We also need to make sure that we take away some of the burden on physicians. A lot of physicians spend up to a day in administrative work. Instead of seeing a patient, they're doing administrative work, and it totals a day. That's a day of care that we're missing out on. So we want to get rid of that administrative burden for physicians so they can see more patients. That means getting rid of some of the work. One of the things we said is, for example, people shouldn't need to get a doctor's note. If you're sick, we can trust the worker to be sick, and they don't need to clog up the emergency room or clog up the doctor's office by having to get a doctor's note. And then finally, to incentivize provinces to do this, to encourage and incentivize, we're going to offer a 1% increase in healthcare transfer for provinces that sign on to this idea, sign on to this plan of increasing family physicians in that province. But it's something that we have to do. We're in a really dire strait right now. 17-hour wait for Marie-France and for Pierre, it's just wrong. It can't happen. 6.5 million Canadians don't have a family doctor. That's a problem. And we have a pathway to fix that, and we'll give you more details on the costing. There's some estimates of 15,000 physicians that are in Canada that are trained, that have completed all the qualifications, but the only barrier they have is they can't get residency in Canada. So there are a massive number of folks that are already trained in our country that could help us get a lot of the way there. We absolutely need to train more people in our own country as well. With a combination of those two steps, we also talked about looking at more primary care centers as a way for people to get access to care, better utilization of folks like nurse practitioners who can do a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to seeing patients, and better utilization of our other healthcare professionals. So there's a broad approach to how we can tackle this crisis, but we're laying out some of the first steps today.